Trinidad has a strong history in especially cricket, football also. Of course, we have the Queen's Park Oval, where many a test match was played. And of course, without a doubt, Brian Lara, who's still the world record holder, I think he still has 3 world records, I believe. So, that has all been there. And we never really looked at sports tourism as being part of the whole tourism plan. And it's something, without a doubt, we are looking at now. In all disciplines, not only cricket and football, but we also have cycling, we have rugby, we have motor racing, offshore racing, motorboat racing, golf. So all the disciplines we're looking at. How do we target? How do we make that a business rather than just a pastime? And whilst we're here at the World Travel Market, we are speaking to a number of people connected with sports tourism. First, of course, to get a real idea of how it works. We will be speaking with a number of premiership teams, their agents, I should say, and representatives, to work out the issues as to what could possibly happen. Sports worldwide has a huge viewership. We have a number of very acceptable playing fields, stadia, both in Trinidad and in Tobago. And of course, that's of interest for us in Tobago also, because when sports teams go offshore to play or to recreate in whatever way, they do stay longer. They're not just going for the game. Their supporters will follow them. Their supporters will stay on a couple of days after. They bring their families with them. So we have the infrastructure. We have the hotels. We have the stadia that can be used. And we look forward to making it available, of course, and packaging everything in a way that would be of interest to the various disciplines. Well, I think it is very important that the Caribbean retains its lead in tourism, and it's not a case of whether Grenada is better than Trinidad or Jamaica is better than Trinidad and Tobago. It's a case of once the Caribbean is viewed as a place to vacation, the chances of us getting part of that business, of course, is much greater than if people worldwide, if people shifted their focus from the Caribbean to other parts. They have the up-and-coming areas of Vietnam and Cambodia and other areas like India that are really and truly pushing the tourism market. And we have to be very careful that there's not a major drift away from the Caribbean. The Caribbean welcomed its first European tourists in 1492. All right, he didn't stay very long, but we have that history, a very, very long history, especially with Europe and the UK. It is a place that they look to as for vacation, and we need to maintain that. So we need to get together. So whether it's One Caribbean, whether through the CARICOM, whether through just the ministries of tourism speaking, to ensure that we keep the airlift coming in, we keep the standard very, very high. It's something that has to be done. I look at tourism for Trinidad and Tobago as we are coming from behind the pack, and we have this wonderful opportunity of maybe looking at some of the mistakes that other territories made, learning it. Tourism is changing. The demographic of the tourists with money is changing, and we need to recognize that, and we can build our product around that. So where it is that we have lagged behind the Caribbean for many, many years, we still have a wonderful tourism product, and we just need to tweak it and package it properly to the new tourists that is out there. And I think that will be our major success. We're seeing it already. The show has been wonderful for us. The interest being shown in Trinidad and Tobago, I don't think we have seen that level of interest before. We're working on airlift, we're working on new hotel plant, new types of packages, ecotourism, sports tourism, and I think with the work that we're putting in it now, we will see the results without a doubt. Getting our local population to understand that there's another way, and there is a whole other industry that can contribute to the GDP, that can employ. We're already employing over 60,000 people in the hospitality industry, and that we can double that if we work it right. But it's getting, as much as we welcome visitors, and Trinidadians and Tobagoans have been that way forever. It's about them understanding the value of the tourist dollar, and understanding that if we do it slightly different, if we increase the level of service, of what that is going to do, how that will, you know, how that can be part and parcel of everyday life, and to make it a real business. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge that we have.